So it's time for yet another Premier League recap to review everything that happened over the past game week. Game week 2 was a blast. If you're a Manchester United fan, you must be used to feeling sad once again. For Liverpool fans, it feels like yet another late rescue, scoring late minute goals twice in a row. Yeah. But we are going to discuss everything that happened. City losing once again, Arsenal winning as we expected against Leeds, and the rest of everything that happened. But anyways, without wasting much time, Victor, we're starting with the title favorite, Manchester United. And after failing to win once again, here's the start. Amorim has now failed to manage a consecutive league win after 29 games. After 29 games. For context, Thomas Frank has only managed 2 games at Spurs officially, and he has already done that in 2 games. Slot did that in 3 games. Arteta did that in 9 games. Every other manager did that in their first 8 games thereabout. Amorim is yet to do that after 29 games. Victor, how bad of a start is that?
I mean, it's not terrible. If you're the Burnley manager, it's okay. It's fine. With all due respect, no, it's absolutely terrible. It cannot be put into words just how bad it is for Manchester United to have this glow down from Sir Alex Ferguson's glory days to whatever the hell this is. But if you think this is a bad stat, I'll give you another one. So Ruben Amorim has the exact same Premier League win percentage, 24.1% of games in the league, as Neil Warnock. Neil Warnock, who has been relegated twice.
Yeah, we also mentioned that he played more games than he earned points in league.
That does, like, the sample size doesn't even bear comparison. Yeah. But the fact that he's in the same bracket as Neil bloody Warnock, it's, I don't know.
That's unforgivable, to be fair. But still with Manchester United, and this one is for you, Max. You were waxing lyrical about Sesko, saying, "Oh, you guys got the better deal over Gyökeres, £74 million signing." And why guys like Ekitike and Gyökeres have opened their account already, Amorim is still saying that Sesko is not yet ready to start games. I mean, after signing a player for £74 million, Max, do you think Amorim should be making that statement?
I mean, yeah, the problem was exactly what you said. His price is too high and everybody expects him to start every game. But it's better to come to interview and say that he's not ready currently than just letting him play 30 or 40 minutes and everybody is blaming, like, why he's not starting. So he was probably just trying to explain that currently he's not in his best shape and he wanted to get him, like, as you remember, first game he had 30 minutes, second game he was playing like 40, and probably now against Grimsby he's going to start, and going on he would probably be a starter. So he's just trying to make him a better shape and fit him in his best form, so that's probably why he said this.
Yeah, against Grimsby.
If I may interject for a second here, I think this is something that you don't see from a lot of managers who are under such pressure as Amorim is. He actually took the heat for his player. Some other managers, Mourinho, would have actually completely crapped on the player and thrown him under the bus. So honestly, hats off to Amorim on this one.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, looking at it from that perspective. But yeah, moving on to London and the west side of London, to be exact. Victor, do you think Chelsea are silent title favourites after their, trashing of West Ham at the weekend?
So tough to say, because I think Chelsea will have trouble adjusting to playing in the Champions League again. They've been out in the weeds for a couple of years now, and Now they'll have Champions League, actually an expanded Champions League format compared to what they used to from last time they were in. And I think they will be prioritizing that. I don't really count them as title favorites.
Mm, fair enough. And Max, this one is for you. City lost to Spurs, at the weekend, and there's much talk of them looking ordinary. Is it too early to say City are looking ordinary, or are we thinking they are going to struggle once again like they did last season?
You know, like Man City losing to Spurs is not the problem. The problem is how poor they looked in this game. And this makes me think that they'll probably not be the main title contenders at least. Yeah, I mean, they're obviously finishing in top 4, top 5 and making UCL, but currently I'd say they're not looking like a title contender. I even probably put Spurs ahead of them because of these 3 games that they played already this season. They look much better than City.
Mm, fair enough. I mean, only few games, and we always see this from Spurs, but we'll see. Moving on, Victor, and now still with Spurs. What is the early assessment of Spurs under Thomas Frank?
Exactly what you said. It's extremely early, and it's Spurs. God only knows what we can expect from them come December. They might be first, they might be 13th. Honestly, I like Thomas Frank. Don't get me wrong. I always admired him. I liked his style at Brentford, his dedication, his passion for the sport. But I I just can't help but think that he didn't really do himself much of a favor by joining Spurs. Like sure it was time for him to go to a bigger side than Brentford, but is Spurs really the best place? I wouldn't say so.
Mm, yeah, fair enough. And Max, for the second game in a row, Liverpool are about to rely on a late goal for points, and this one against Newcastle was, even more dramatic. Newcastle came from, 2 goals down and a man down as well, to secure a 2-2 scoreline, and then 16-year-old, stuff of dreams. He had to wait for about 3 or 4 minutes or something, to come on. And then, he came on and scored that winning goal. But now the truth is, what one of the things that helped Liverpool last season is that even on days where they played ugly or bad, they still found a way to, take all 3 points. And that's one of the hallmarks of a title winning team, taking points when you don't even play so well. But do you think this late goal charade is sustainable all through the season, Max?
I mean, yeah, obviously you cannot win every game like this, but this is what called winners mentality, when you can win every game even if you're playing poorly, and that's what makes teams champions.
It's
Yeah.
okay. They'll get a relaxed 3-0 win next match day.
Against Arsenal. For the record, Arsenal have not conceded more than 2 goals in over a calendar year. No chance that's happening. Even if
I
Liverpool
would be
win,
happy with 2-0 then. If that makes you happy, I'm happy with 2-0.
right, we'll see. And just on a final note, Victor, actually your namesake, Victor Gyökeres, has finally opened a scoring account. And, people are still on the fence saying, oh, it's just Leeds. Some are saying, oh, it's the start of something big for him. So what is your take on his brace at the weekend? Are you saying, oh, it's just Leeds, I'm not really bothered? Or do you think it could be the start of, maybe a goal scoring run for the Swedes?
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. It's very hard to say right now based on current evidence, right? He's very new to the league. He hasn't played great so far. Okay, Leeds aside, yes, 2 goals, but it wasn't a fantastic performance, and it was just Leeds. They do have some tough games coming up. Okay, so they've got Liverpool, and then the 3 games in September after that are Forest, City, and Newcastle. I think this is going to be the proper acid test for Gyökeres coming up against these defenses. Because say what you will, Van Dijk is still Van Dijk. Sure, they're leaky at the back. Van Dijk is still Van Dijk. Konate is still Konate. Dan Burn will still fight for every ball like he always does. Ruben Diaz is not as good as he used to be, but he's still a fantastic defender. Let's see how he does over these 4 games, and then I think we can cast some aspersions on how good he's actually fitting in the Prem. I don't think he's going to be coming away with like 6 goals from these 4 games or anything like that. But I don't think he'll be bombing properly either.
Well, I'll do you one. I can tell you for free that in those 4 games he will score 6 goals. In those 4 games he would score 6 goals. Well, we'll see.
I just don't see who.
It's already
I just don't see
nice.
who he would do it against.
He's doing it against Liverpool at Anfield. He's scoring at Anfield for starters. So we'll see. I mean, Liverpool are considering 2 goals these days for free. Against Arsenal, then you're
Absolutely.
considering 4. But we'll see. Arsenal,
Absolutely.
we are
But the
going
thing is,
to.
that's just 1 game. My point is, these 4 teams that Arsenal are coming up against, all 4 of them have really good defenses. Sure, they have been a little bit leaky, some of them, City and Liverpool, and to some extent Newcastle as well, although that was more, I guess, luck, friendship, and vibes or something. But still, it's some of the best defenses in the Prem. If he does come away with 6 goals out of these 4 games, absolutely hats off to him.
Okay, fair enough. We're just gonna have to wait and see how everything would unfold. But I mean, I'm going to give my prediction for Gyökeres against Liverpool in our prediction video. So our viewers are just going to have to wait and see how that one, comes out. But regardless, round 2 was a blast, and now we are waiting for game week 3, which promises to be exciting once again.